that you need in order to execute leaves and vines. So what I mean by that is I'm going to show you an example. So first you would drape a line and you would add these leaves, and as you can see there's a gradual increase of pressure and a release of pressure to create that pointed tip of the leaf. And so this is what I would call tapering, which is the skill that you need in order to achieve this. So in order to kind of get your muscle memory going, you can actually practice tapering just going in a straight line. So what you want to try to do is get a gradual increase in line weight and then a gradual decrease. And then you can keep going like that. And you can kind of see how this one isn't as gracefully tapered, so you can also practice as you can kind of see here towards the very end, I'm barely using any pressure on the cone, and I'm just kind of using the tip of the cone to create that tapered effect. You can also do it a little bit thicker too, so this is pretty gradual, but for some things you actually want to use a lot more pressure. Going in a straight line, you can actually try to do it in a curved way. So I really do find practicing things like this instead of just designs all the time can really help you achieve, what you are trying to do a lot faster. You're not really kind of getting hung up on creating something perfectly, but you just rather practicing and getting your muscle memory down. So once you feel comfortable going straight across, you can actually start to try to taper in a curved form. And you can go as fast or slow as you want. This comes good also if you're learning to do other types of more complicated designs like hair even, or even swirls. Having a tapered edge is really, really important. So you can just kind of have fun with it and just kind of get a feel with your wrist and your fingers how you have to move in a way to create a curved tapered line like this. And what this is really helpful in as far as leaves and vines go is one of my favorite motifs, which usually starts with a swirl like this, and then I usually do one very long little leaf like this, and then I do two shorter ones that are going up the curve of the first one, like that. And so this, being able to move your wrist in a way to get those nice curves can take a bit of practice, which is why we are going over this today. And if creating this is really hard just on its own, you can always start off. You can try to use a very gentle pressure and create a guideline first, just so you know where you want to put it. And so it's a lot easier, especially once you've done this, then you can basically just do this same concept but in this shape now, as you can see. So once you've set that up, again, you're starting hardly any pressure, gradually increasing pressure slowly, and then decreasing pressure until you get to the very edge. You can use your fingers and a little bit of your wrist just to kind of create that really, really soft tapered point. So you can use guidelines. And then also, one of my other favorite kind of vines is using two draped lines, and they could be straight, but curved is really, really nice. Going like this, and then I'll meet it at the top here. And again, so we're doing this tapered leaf, but if it is curved, you're gonna have to adjust the direction that the leaf is going in. So here you can see the leaf is going out, and then it's kind of cascading around it. And this kind of gives a really nice organic feel to it, so it really does feel like a vine. So if you look in nature, of course, vines and leaves aren't always perfectly symmetrical or going in the same direction all the time. So I really love the look of this. So in order to create these beautiful leaves, which I know is very hard in the beginning, you know, you're just going to want to practice this over and over again until you really get the hang of it. And then there's really no limit. You can pretty much create anything. There's so many different types. One of my other favorite variations, you can say, is a leaf going kind of out like this and then mirroring it going out the other way, and then going up a little bit more pointed upwards, and then a final one like this. And this is just a really nice accent that I use all the time. You can do it big or small. But yeah, so this technique, again, is what I like to call tapering. You're going to want to first kind of practice just going horizontally at first. So increasing your pressure, slowly decreasing your pressure. And if you can get really comfortable with this, you can then move on to doing more curvature. And again, like I said, you can have fun with it because you are just wanting to get the feel of what it's like to do curves with various types of pressure, basically, do with this technique, apart from just vines and leaves. But that is the subject of the video.